Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Today we are on day 5 of the Road to Financial Freedom Challenge. And today we're going to be talking about family meetings and why family meetings are important when you guys are on your way to becoming financially free. When you have family meeting, this is going to engage everyone in the process so that everyone is aware of what's going on, what needs to be done, and really what's everyone's part that they can play to ensure that you guys are going to be financially free and you're going to have good results at the end of the challenge. So, financially free and family meetings are something that has to be done together. And the reason I say this because it's going to help strengthen your family. You cannot say you want to become financially free and you are the only one that knows what the goal is. If you know, for example, if you're a married couple and the wife says, I am going to now start this journey to becoming financially free, and you know your spouse loves to spend money every time they get paid, then how is that going to happen? That's not to say it's not possible, maybe with your income that you have, but if you want to become financially free as a unit, meaning your entire household, that means everyone in the household needs to be engaged in this process so that you can help strengthen your family. So how it's going to work is like this. I'm going to go through the steps and kind of give you a breakdown of how it's going to work because you need to have a plan of action. You need to have a strategy. You can't just say, oh, we're going to do a family meeting or, oh, we're going to do this financial freedom challenge. What are the steps you need to put in place to make sure that you are going to have good success? So the first thing you want to do is take the lead. Who in the family is going to lead these meetings? If you are a husband and wife, then you want to identify which one of you are going to lead the meetings, or you all can flip-flop each week. If you are a single parent household, then it could be mom who's going to lead the meeting, or going to be dad that's going to lead the meeting. And then in some cases, if you have teenagers, you could even have them lead some of the meetings because, they may have some things or some thoughts that they may want to input into this process. The next thing you want to do is you want to set a date and a time. What day of the week is going to be best where everyone is going to be available? Everyone is going to be available and they're going to have the time. If you know you have a spouse that may work nights, okay, that may not be a good opportunity to have those meetings. You may have kids that may have a part-time job and they work on weekends. So you want to identify everyone's schedule, what day and what time of that day is going to be best to have your meetings because you want to set this day and time and be consistent. That means if you set Saturday at 12 o'clock, that means every Saturday at 12 o'clock, you want to be available to have your meeting. You want to include the household. So when I say include the household, that's everyone. That's all the way down to the little kids. Now, of course, if you have a newborn, again, bring the newborn. The newborn may not have anything to say, but they're in that meeting. If you have a 5-year-old, again, bring them to the meeting so that they can know and they can now grow up in that environment. They now have an idea of when you're talking about finances or when you're talking about credit or even maybe talking about business or family matters. So everyone in the household needs to be involved in the process. And even if you want to, bring the dough. So you want to lay out your agenda for your meeting. So your agenda basically says what you are going to discuss during your meeting. And one of the things that you want to do is you want to open the meeting with prayer. For those of you who pray, pray because you want to bring God into your situation. You want to bring in good positive energy into your situation. And during your prayer, you want to be able to allow your minds to be open, especially if you know you're going to be talking about a touchy subject. And in most marriages, okay, not all, but in most marriages, the touchy subject is money. Okay. So if you know you're going to be talking about money and it's going to probably ruffle some feathers, then yeah, you want to go ahead and pray about it first and just bring in those good positive vibes and bring God into the situation so that you can hopefully have a smooth and productive meeting. The next thing you want to do, you want to be able to allot teaching times. So that means if you know you're going to talk about money, so let's allot 15 minutes to talk about money and the budget for the week. If you want to talk about appointments, maybe allot 15 minutes for that. You want to talk about, open discussion, allot 15 minutes for that. And then maybe you want to even allot maybe some time to talk about what are we going to eat for this week? How are we going to plan? Who's going to cook? That type of thing. So you want to allot time for your meeting so that way you're going to make sure you're touching on everything that needs to be discussed for that week. Then open discussion. So you want to allow for open discussion. And what open discussion simply means is whatever someone has on their mind, they want to address. For example, you may have someone in the family who may want to have an open discussion. Let's start giving back. Let's start working with the homeless. What do you guys think about that? Open discussion could be the kids may want to, let's say on Saturday, we want to go out and have family time for an hour. Let's go somewhere and do something. So that's what I mean when I say open discussion. So whatever, each person may have on their mind, some may not have anything. But again, you want to be able to allot time for that open discussion. And then the weekly schedules and appointments and events. What do you have going on for the week? If you don't have a planner, get one. That planner is going to allow you to open that planner and then now pencil in what events, what time, and what day. So that way you can look at your calendar and see exactly what you have going on for the week. And you can make sure that you are now being on time, okay, and engaged in the process so that you don't miss anything and then you don't overlap on any appointments. Because when you do this, now this is going to allow you to now not allow anyone or anything to infringe on that time that you have dedicated. Like, for example, your family meetings. So at 12 o'clock on Saturday, you have family meetings. Well, I know I can't be on a Zoom call for some other class, or I know I can't go out and go get my hair and nails done at 12 o'clock because it's my family meeting time. So what are your plans? So talk about your upcoming plans. So if you have a vacation that's coming up, if you may have a birthday that's coming up or anniversary that's coming up, what are your future plans? You want to be able to discuss those future plans so that you can start planning for those things in advance. It is just a horrible thing to be able to know, oh, the kids have a birthday coming up and we want to have a party, but we only have a week to plan. That's stressful. So you want to give yourself ample time and know, okay, we got a birthday party coming up. We're going to do A, B, C, and D. Here's our budget that we're going to set for this birthday party. And now you can take your time to plan it. Same thing with vacations and anniversaries and maybe graduations, any big events that you have coming up, or even those of you who want to buy a house and you need to start planning to start the home buying process. So any plans that you have coming up that you feel needs to be discussed during your family meeting, this is the time to discuss them. And then praise reports. What has someone in the family accomplished? Maybe the kids got all A's on their report cards. Maybe, one of you or the spouse got a promotion at your job. Praise report. You want to be able to acknowledge each and every person in the family, because you want to make sure that everyone is always being celebrated, okay? If you can't get celebrated by anybody else, you want to be able to at least get celebrated by your family. And then have fun. So what do you want to do? You like to play board games? You like to play card games? You like to play video games? I don't know. What about cooking? Everybody in the family can maybe take a dish and cook that one dish, or you guys can start cooking the dish together. I don't know. So you have to determine what is going to work for you and your family that is going to help you guys to have fun together. And then you want to close your meeting. Once you close your meeting, what is going to be the thing that you do to close your meeting? Is there going to be a prayer that you say? Are you going to close with an affirmation? What are you going to close your meeting with? But whatever it is, everybody in the family is engaged in that process. So here's your assignment for this particular family meeting. I want you to determine what day of the week you will have your meeting. What time will you have your meeting? And then lay out your agenda. What are going to be your topics that you discuss at your meeting and what times? So if you're going to talk about your plans, you're going to allot 10 minutes for that. You're going to talk about any praise reports, you're going to allot 10 minutes for that. You're going to talk about budgeting and finance or credit, you're going to allot 10 minutes for each of those. So whatever it is, your assignment is to now list your day and time you're going to have your meeting and list your agenda with the times and your topics for your meeting. Now, once you do this, tell the family, you guys be consistent. And as long as you're consistent with these meetings, you are going to achieve the results, okay? You gotta be consistent. Make time for this. A family meeting does not have to be 2-3 hours long. A family meeting, in all reality, depending upon what it is you're discussing, it could be 30 minutes. But if you're having your first initial meeting, it may take a little bit longer. But as you get used to the process, then your family meetings will not take long at all. So if you guys are ready for this family meeting, I promise you, it is really going to set the stage for your family, but it's also going to help you to set the stage for you to now become financially free because you're engaging everybody in the process and you're going to have an amazing, amazing time. So I hope you guys enjoy this assignment and I'll see you in the next session.